Hello, hello. Good morning, everyone. How are you? Good morning. I guess I hit, we're just going live now. Thank you so much, Boris, for doing that. So good morning, everyone. I'm gonna let everyone stream in. How's everyone doing? How you been trading? We're going to have a great session for you. We had a huge week last week, and I don't think the excitement is going to die down at all this week. But before we get to it, say hello. Good morning, poor and hungry. Cheryl, that's quite a handle. If you are joining us for the very first time, let me know, because we always like to give our new members some love and make sure that definitely have your questions answered. Today's a huge session. We're giving away one $150,000 prop firm challenge today. So it's going to be huge. Now, this will happen, later on after we kind of go through our market preview. But before you get to it, well, one thing that you need to do is you need to register for our Prop Trader Fest. You need to register and you need to post on, one of your active Discord communities. I'm going to share with you my screen right now. You need to post on one of your Discord communities about the event. It's happening this Saturday. We worked really hard on it, and it is certainly going to be an event not to be missed. We have thousands of traders registered already. In order, the last one was a huge success. And in order for us to do it again, this one has to be a huge success as well. So we definitely need your help in making it a success. So register now. And also post on one of your Discord communities. If you want to win our $150,000 prop firm challenge today, you need to register. We've got incredible speakers: Nick Leeson, Linda Rashke, Marcy Silfran, Robin's World Cup #2 champion, Rob Hoffman. We got the leaders of the top 3 prop firms: Daryl, who we never hear from, Brett and AJ, Marianne, some of the best female traders in the world, not only Linda and Marcy, but also Marianne, Lumi, Salma, Austin, Tyler, incredible traders here. So make sure you register if you want to win our $150,000 challenge. And you need to post on one of your Discord communities to tell them that this incredible event is happening May 9th. So make sure you join us then. All right. Welcome, Masood. I hear that you're new. And we're glad to have you here. Now, as you all know, last week we had, I think it was 5 central bank rate decisions. None of these central banks changed interest rates. All of them left rates unchanged. But at the same time, all of them was also less dovish. And the market described it to be a hawkish hold. And as a result, we saw quite a bit of movements in the markets. If we just kind of scroll through and just take a look, I'm going to remove my zip indicator. We had another fantastic week in zip, but off of the Thursday rate decision, Euro popped higher. We'll talk about Euro in a minute. Dollar yen, all this action. We had what is now confirmed to be Ministry of Finance intervention, which is a huge deal. Why have we not continued? We haven't continued because, first of all, the Japanese have not come in again yet. Last night was a holiday in Japan. So, they're obviously not in the offices to shock us with intervention. But as the week progresses, you're going to have to watch whether or not this holds or not. But at the end of the day, the Federal Reserve, who we were watching the closest, they gave us a hawkish hold, leading to, if we look at the dollar index, you'll see that the dollar index it dropped and then it stabilized. Why? Because the market thought, if you look at stock futures, probably ES better than the Dow, the market thought that I wouldn't say the worst is behind us in regards to the Iran war, but the market seems to be really trying to move past the Iran war and really trying to focus on the AI boom and the good earnings that we had in the tech sector. This morning, stock futures are mixed. Dow futures are obviously down. You can see in my right-hand corner. NASDAQ, the tech stocks, continue to do very well. And S&P has no idea where it wants to go. It's pretty much flat. Now, what could give you some direction is obviously ES. ES came in ES, sorry, not ES, but oil. Let me remove all this stuff here. Oil is at $102 a barrel. If you look at this wick here, you can see on an intraday basis that we were much higher. Oil prices were up over 3% at one point this morning. So oil prices were up over 3% at one point this morning. And now they're barely up, they're flat. Now, what's happened? Have we had some positive headlines? No. You're looking at my X feed, and you will see the only headlines that we really had this morning, the main focus was that, the senior Iranian official, official said that Iran fired a warning shot against a U.S. warship to prevent its entry into the Strait of Hormuz. And the U.S. later on, U.S. Central Command said that, nothing was hit. This may be like a later one, but nothing was hit. And so the war is now in the sea. And there definitely seems to be more military action in that region. But at the same time, right here, according to Trump, 2 flagged merchant vessels have successfully transited through the Strait of Hormuz. So ships are getting through. So even if, things don't seem to be going as well as in terms of a ceasefire negotiation, ships are getting through. And the U.S. is going to escort ships. And so the market and traders in general are trying to move on. They're trying to move on from the Iran war. And that is why, even oil prices have come down a little bit. And, stocks seem to be off their lows. And, we could possibly get a little bit of a rally in Dow futures this morning. It could turn positive. A little too early to tell if oil prices do turn negative. But oil is the market to watch. And the fact that it's well off its highs here, you can see it better in the 5-minute chart. It is well off its highs, is positive for equities. It suggests ES, which is already trying to move upwards, may be able to come back to this region up here. It suggests that YM, which, is already kind of up here, could get back up here. But keep an eye on oil. I'm still skeptical because at the end of the day, it's not as if we have a ceasefire, which is what the market really needs, but we'll have to see. Now, aside from that, I want to share with you CME Fed Fund futures. Yes, the Federal Reserve gave us a hawkish hold. And you can see from the CME Fed Fund futures, first off, in June, the market is not pricing in, is pricing a 95% chance that rates are going to remain at 3.5 to 3.75%. And so this, there's no change in that. But in December, the market is pricing in a 77% chance that we're going to get no change, a 12% chance that we're going to get an interest rate hike, and a 9% chance that we're going to get an interest rate cut. Now, so basically everything is all over the place. And the one thing I do want to say is that the U.S. is the only country that is still expected to possibly cut interest rates this year. The market, after last week's interest rate cuts, are pricing in, the market is pricing in 3 interest rate hikes from the ECB, which is why, we're seeing euro, for the most part, hold firm. Although euro pulled back because, at the end of last week, the U.S. basically increased the tariff on European cars as a punishment for the EU not following through with the trade deal that the U.S. proposed. So your ECB is expected to raise interest rates 3 times this year, 2 to 3 times. And so euro really deserves to be trading up here, not down here, but it's really the ongoing uncertainty about the Iran war that's kind of keeping things capped. UK is expected to raise interest rates twice. And so sterling popped up. We also have Canada expected to raise interest rates twice, which is why the dollar CAD dropped like a rock on Thursday when they had the interest rate decision. But now it's rebounding a little bit. If you look at the trend line, we've got a little bit of trend line support over here. We'll have to see how things move. But, definitely feels like, we could get the caddy is trading almost exclusively on US dollar sentiment. So today the dollar's kind of up a little bit against most of the major currencies. So we could get up to 137, but I think at the end of the day, it's really going to be the BOC is expected to be more aggressive than the Federal Reserve. So we're going to get to, so for those of you that are joining us, we are doing a $150,000 prop firm giveaway at the later on this session before the New York Open. So make sure you register for Prop Trader Fest and post on your Discord channels about the event. Now, the big event this week is, of course, what? You guys tell me, what is the big event this week? Aside from Prop Trader Fest, what's the big event on the calendar this week? Tell me, my friends, what do you think is the big event on the calendar? Come on, you guys know. You guys know, we'll talk about it. What is the big event on the calendar this week? Yes, yes, yes. NFPs. Now, non-farm payrolls, if we look at the calendar, if we look at our red card events red envelope events for next week, you will see, I'm just going to filter through to just the high impact events. You will see the market is looking for job growth of only 60,000. So 60,000 job growth last month, which is basically a fraction of what we had. It's about less than half of what we had the previous month. So the market is expecting job growth to slow significantly. But they're expecting wages to rise, the unemployment rate to hold steady. Before we get the jobs report, we also have ISM services tomorrow. So ISM services is very important. If there's going to be a reflection of how things are doing in the AI space, it's probably going to be in services. Previously, services hasn't been really doing that great. It pulled back the previous month. The market is looking for a further pullback. But I think that there's scope for an upside surprise when it comes to the ISM services report, because we do have stocks doing well. We do have the AI sector and tech boom doing well. So services could surprise the upside, helping the dollar. Now, the reason why I watch services so closely is because the employment component of services tends to have very strong positive correlation with non-farm payrolls. So if the employment component beats, we could have an upside surprise in NFPs. If it misses, we could have a downside surprise. We'll have to see. But this is our most important leading indicator for non-farm payrolls on Friday. So we get that on Tuesday. We also have the RBA rate decision tonight. And the RBA is expected to raise interest rates. In fact, they're the only major central bank that has been and is expected to continue to raise interest rates. And for the most part, they are, I would have to say, the most hawkish central bank, because this would be the third, while everyone's doing nothing, this would be the third interest rate hike for the RBA. So this is a pretty big deal. The third interest rate hike for the RBA. It's a pretty big deal. And so, Aussie is kind of a little bit lower this morning, but there could be, some upside movements in the Australian dollar. But these are the most important events. We also have the Canadian jobs report. IVPMI is due beforehand, but job growth in Canada is also expected to be a fraction. So at the end of the day, we know that Iran headlines are going to be the front and center in the front of the week. But we also have ISM services, and we also have the U.S. employment report at the end of the week. Now, as we get closer to the employment report, we get the ISM services, we get ADP, we get JOLT. I'll update all of you on everything that I expect. It seems like there might have been a headline related to oil just suddenly popped. Anybody see what the headline is?
Yes, South Korea checking whether Korean vessel was attacked in Hormuz. You don't have 6 seconds.
Okay.
Right.
So that is a pretty big deal. So you can see oil right now popping up 2%. Look at this. We had a pop, we had a drop, we had a pop. If we overlay this with, let's just say NQ, Dow or NQ.
Yeah,
You
and
know,
NQ
probably
just did a complete reversal. So we're trading up, and then we just totally flipped down about 100 points. Again, just caution everybody. Yes, you can chase the headlines. It's very easy scalp money, but just remember, if it gets reversed, it gets reversed right away. It's a super
yes, you
cyclical.
got to be careful. It's a very headline driven market, but at the same time, it shows you how important oil is to equities, because you can see that oil popped, and Nasdaq dropped pretty much, at the same time. Now, sometimes there's a little bit of a lag where Nasdaq, what I will see is leading up to the New York Open. Maybe oil is doing something, and Nasdaq hasn't followed yet. But as the day progresses, as everyone's kind of watching the headlines, they can move more closely in lockstep. But you can see, if you're trading stocks right now, you need to be watching oil, because that is going to be the fastest reflection of the headline. So I've got, now we're, you can see oil is pulling back, as Boris said. They are South Korea. The headline is that South Korea, and look at this, UAE issues potential military threat, phone alert in Dubai. So this could be something else. So on the one hand, you've got Boris saying that, South Korea is checking whether or not a ship has been attacked. On the second hand, you've got headlines here that says potential missile threat alert
Right.
in UAE, and that has subsided for some time. So if this is back, that could be a pretty big deal.
This is all whether question whether Iran is going to escalate. It feels like maybe they decided, some of the IRGC, because it's very unclear who runs the IRGC right now, but it sounds like one faction has decided to escalate to see if they can provoke Trump into some kind of a response, and that's what's happening this Monday. It seems clear. All sorts of either verbal. It's not clear whether they're physical, but there's certainly verbal escalations. We'll have to see if they're physical as well. If they're physical, remember, Trump just passed a 60-day war resolution. So his argument was that now we're no longer at war. He doesn't need War Powers Act, but this escalation is precisely designed to see if they can trap Trump into essentially a war response, which will then require congressional approval. So they're playing a very, very tough psychological game. We'll see where it goes. But clearly, risk is on today. If Iranians decide to do any kind of physical damage in the Strait of Hormuz.
So, we're watching NASDAQ drop, and, you're seeing the movement here lower. What I've been really liking lately, if you give me 1 second, is I really like the session highs and lows. And you can see on, whereas this is oil, but if we look at NASDAQ, basically we dropped to the Tokyo low. And if you look at the ultra short-term charts, we rebounded, but I think we're going to get back down to these Tokyo lows here, unless there's a headline the other way. So, I've been watching these session highs and lows are very important. And, we're about 20 points away from the Tokyo low. And so, usually like to gravitate towards these session highs and lows. So I think there's a good chance that we're going to tag this again soon, test it again soon. We'll have to see whether or not that holds, but it is something that, the market really likes to gravitate towards. And so just keep an eye on all of this. But it's a very hyperbolic market. Everything is, let me look at it. It's popping again. I mean, is there another headline? I don't know, Mondays are very treacherous to trade. I never trade Mondays, Sunday Mondays, because Monday is the beginning of the market. Usually we have a lot of position adjustments, and you definitely want to wait for the market to kind of, probably the best thing to do is to wait for the first hour of trading to happen, for all of the, for the market to open, first hour of trading to happen, and then ride any sort of breakout moves, session breakout moves to the upside or to the downside. But a lot of crazy. Look at this. Oil is up, it's down, it's pretty much all over the place at this stage. So it's really, really hard to be in this market trading right now. Okay. So let's talk about the other events on this week's calendar. We talked already about some of the top level events, and don't worry, we're going to get to that giveaway for the prop firm challenges. Although, I really would like to see some more people in the room. And, one thing that you could do right now is, before we get to the challenges, is I want you to like the video. If you're on YouTube or X, make sure you like the video. We're gonna, do the giveaway if we got a good amount of likes on the video. So make sure, you like the video that you're watching right now. Okay. So we had Eurozone PMIs. Eurozone data actually has been quite good. We had Eurozone PMI reports come out. Eurozone data has been quite good. We have look at everything kind of break to the upside now, but yeah, Eurozone data has been quite good. PMIs revised to the upside here. For the most part, we have the Eurozone PMIs. Not only did they improve, but they actually beat last time around. So that's definitely something that, we're kind of all watching very closely. So that's definitely something that we're all watching very closely. Australia, the data was mixed ahead of the RBA. Building approvals aren't great. So the one thing with the RBA is that people think it could be a buy in the rumor, sell in the fact, because they could be done with hiking interest rates. We don't know, but we may not see much continuation beyond what we've already seen. Then tonight we have another bank holiday for Japan and China. I think their holiday is 3 days this week. Yeah, so it was last night to tonight and tomorrow night. So those are all times where we do not expect any type of intervention from the Japanese because the markets are kind of closed. Today, we have factories orders in the U.S., which are expected to be a little bit firmer, not a huge market mover. We do have a lot of Fed officials. On Thursday, we have one of the dissenters from the Fed speaking. So one of the dissenters from the Fed is speaking, and it'll be interesting to see what he says about the reasons for his dissent. RBA expected to raise interest rates by 25 basis points, but the guidance is key. Inflation up across the globe. Switzerland expected to report hotter inflation levels. Canada, stronger, slightly better trade data. ISM services, very, very important on Tuesday as a leading indicator for non-farm payrolls on Friday. New Zealand has a jobs report. And unfortunately, with business PMI and service sector PMI deteriorating, I think there's a very, very good chance that we could see New Zealand labor market numbers weaken as well. So keep an eye out for a downside surprise in Kiwi and maybe some underperformance of Kiwi versus some of the other major currencies. Then we have ADP. That's going to be very important on Wednesday. I will be building our kind of checklist for the leading indicators for non-farm payrolls as the week progresses. So definitely follow our social channels. IVPMI coming out. That's going to be expected to be a little bit firmer. We'll have to see. Thursday is when we have German factory orders. As I said earlier, Eurozone data has been good or better. So that could surprise to the upside as well. But of course, the main focus, Hammock is one of the dissenters. So definitely listen to Hammock because the market will be listening very closely to find out why Hammock dissented at the last Fed meeting. And then on Friday, we've got the CAD jobs report and the U.S. non-farm payrolls report, both of which are expected to be weaker. So definitely, look out for potential weakness pullback in CAD as well as the U.S. dollar. But of course, at the end of the week, the front of the week will be all about the headlines related to Iran. Now, taking a look at, on a technical basis, Euro, it rallied off of the ECB, pulled back after the U.S. increased the tariffs on EU cars. Still holding the 100 SMA, which is kind of the line in the sand for the bulls and bears. I am still bullish euros. I think this is a buy opportunity for euro. I still think it's headed higher. I think the ECB is widely expected to be one of the most aggressive central banks. So definitely, keep an eye out for that possibility of, something happening on that front. So definitely look for the possibility of, some positivity for the euro dollar. Dollar yen, I'm bearish dollar yen. It's rejecting the 100 SMA. I think there's going to be some risk to the downside here. So definitely pay attention to that. I think there definitely could be a pullback here when the Japanese come back into the market. So definitely watch out for that. Dollar CAD. Also, we talked about this. I think there could be some strength in dollar CAD as we bounce off the trend line. Pound dollar, no strong opinions on pound dollar here. Aussie, we're really upper right hand corner of the charts. RBA rate decision coming up tonight. Be careful of a sell on buy on rumor, sell on bid scenario in Aussie dollar, where it actually pulls back after the RBA rate decision. And then Kiwi, I'm not optimistic on Kiwi jobs report this week, so I think that there could be some downside risk in Kiwi dollar. So definitely be careful of that as well. All right. So any questions before we get to the giveaway? Yes, eyes straight on the Strait of Hormuz. That seems to be the only thing that matters at this stage. So definitely keep an eye out for that. Seems like, I'm skeptical. We'll have to see. I'm skeptical of, all the movements in the markets. I'm skeptical of the headlines. I think there's downside risk. We'll have to see whether or not, we're right on that or not. But, I definitely am worried about what's going on in the Strait of Hormuz. Going short Kiwi. Okay. All right. Okay. So, what we're going to give away, first of all, before with the giveaway, I want all of you to register for Prop Trader Fest. We're going to give away $2.5 million worth of prop firm challenges on Saturday live. So if you want to win prop firm challenges from the biggest firms like Apex, Tradeify, Lucid, make sure that you register for Prop Trader Fest. Not only that, you're going to learn a lot. You're going to learn a lot from all these traders that will be speaking. So it's going to be a very, very great event, very powerful event. And, I think you guys will all get a lot out of it. So make sure you join us for Prop Trader Fest. And yes, so make sure you join us for Prop Trader Fest. It's amazing speakers happening. And also, we're raising money for Project Healthy Minds. So it's a really great cause, for a great, and also not only will you learn, but you'll help out Project Healthy Minds, and you could win $2.5 million. So do that. Thank you, Prestige, for registering. Thank you, Judith, for registering. Also tell all your Discord communities, because we can only do this if it's successful. So please help us make it successful. So what are we giving away today? We are giving away $150,000 prop trading challenge with Apex Trader Funding. So it's their biggest prop trading challenge. They're still running a 90% off sale, but you can get a $150,000 prop firm challenge with Apex. So let's see. Thank you so much, Prestige, for telling. The date is for the Prop Trader Fest is this Saturday, May 9th. So that's the day for Prop Trader Fest. Make sure you join us. Wonderful. Okay, let us see who is the winner. I've got, a raffle on my side screen. So, the winner of the 150K prop firm challenge with Apex this morning is going to be, I'm going to put your handle into the chat and I'll announce it as well. It's going to be Asia Forex 1. Asia Forex 1, you have won the 150K prop firm challenge with Apex. Email me at Kathy@bktraders.com. Let me know that you're the winner, and I will send you the code to access that. Thank you so much. And as I said, if you did not win today's prop firm challenge, you can still have an opportunity, quite a bit of opportunity to win on Saturday. So make sure you register for Prop Trader Fest. Make sure you tell your friends. Congratulations, Asia Forex 1. And I wish you best of luck on your Apex Trader Challenge. All right. Any questions? Any questions? Boris, you want to come in and say hello?
Hi, guys. Hi, everybody. Hi. How's everybody doing? I have another announcement to make. Tomorrow, Cinco de Mayo, 5th of May, we're going to go marathon trading, 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. In the morning. And my friend Sam from Ola Prime is going to join us, a very, very special trading session, because Ola Prime now has Trade of 8 futures. So very excited to have that. We're going to try and trade with him. He's going to come join us around 9:30, 10 o'clock. So come everybody join for the live tomorrow. Should be a lot of fun. Okay.
All right.
Okay. Thank you, Kay. I got to change my whole layout for just one sec. Just bear with me a sec here, guys. And we're going to let you go. Okay. We're going to let Kay go. And hang on just one sec. I'm going to go to Apex. Okay. Let me put my... Oh, I got to go this way. Sorry. This way. Okay. Awesome. All right. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. A lot of stuff going on here. I'm just putzing around a little bit in a session, but I wanted to, first of all, everybody's good. Everybody's having a good day. Really kind of crazy, wild flips this morning, right? Really crazy trading. I don't know if you guys saw my tweets today. I want to share this with you. Let me hang on a second. Let me pull this up. So I posted a really good video on auction theory on my Twitter. Let me give you the link to that tweet. Everybody go watch it, please. It's short, but it's got a tremendous amount of interesting information inside of it. And out of that information, I extracted an enormous amount of very interesting strategies that we're going to be employing, not just this week, but employing all the way through our trading journey together here. This one just got done a little bit. There's just a little clip. This is just me purely screwing around. The most important thing that I wanted to show you is we talked, when you watch my auction theory video, you literally see me talking about the idea of blue candles. And this is, let me show you, this was the first Iranian news scare, right? Look at how the blue candles over here, everybody is over here. So, just to make you understand, what is a blue candle? Oh, and by the way, if you guys want to, hang on a second. I actually made a whole website for you guys on auction theory. Let me find it. I'll put the link in there. This actually explains the whole auction theory of trading and how we use the dots inside of it. Okay, I'm going to post this over here. So you guys can feel free. I'm actually going to, it's not fully complete. Is that true? Has that been confirmed? Iran hits South Korean vessel in Strait of Hormuz? Because I don't see the, let's see if the price action is reflecting that. It looks like it's going up. So let's see what the news flow is. Next week's summit. Situation is currently safe after potential threat alert. I don't see the confirmation. Checking, but there's no confirmation. So that's not true. Otherwise, the price action would be a lot worse. Anyways, take a look at the auction website strategy that I built for you, because this really explains what every candle is in actual real market sense. And I actually have a PDF, and I'll have a PDF, a downloadable click right over here. That's going to let you download the PDF. I haven't fully finished the website, but it gives you a really good idea of blue candles, orange candles, how you want to sort of think about it. And it's just one out of a couple of strategies that I'm going to be able to create for you guys on a structured basis. That's going to be very useful. But going back to the blue dot, right? Sorry, where am I? So here's the dive, right? Now watch what I'm actually what I want to show you is this is the ATR. Yeah. I think you're right. IRGC is just pumping propaganda. So this is the ATR against this, and just keep that in mind because there are so many interesting ways to make money out of blue dots, reversal dots. The obvious one is just simply like kind of a scalp strategy. You can just buy the blue dot, 5 up, 10 down almost always is going to be a good play. Even if it's not a good play on the first trade, it'll be a good play on the second or the third trade. So you can always try to do just small scalps. But the real money in the blue dots, I'm just looking at my notes here from Claude, is actually crazy. The real money in doing this, and a lot of you guys who want to do swing trades, who want to do big money point trades, once, twice, 3 times a day, where you just do 2 or 3 trades instead of scalping like a maniac with me, is the following. 25-point stop, right? You're in here, 25-point stop. So this is what, 797. This one would have totally stopped you out. That's fine. You get stopped out. But the secondary move over here, I think would have held you. I'm not sure. 98. No, this is like a lot of. Although, let me. These moves are so big that we actually would have had the profit. So if you want to do like sort of big moves, it's 25-point stop against the 3 ATR target. So in this particular case, it was like the ATR was around 22, so it was like a 60-point target. So you could have got 96. It had a move here to 30. It's about 2 ATRs. Wait a minute, 98. Yeah, you would have been stopped out over here. The volatility here was just insane. 97, 33. 2 ATRs was the max that you would have gotten here. However, if you traded, over here where the ATR was a little bit slower, like 18, you easily could have had the 60 points here of movement, right? 40, 50 points worth of movement over here on a nice move. So the bottom line is you can kind of trade it on a scalp basis, which is what I like to do, or you can trade it on a swing basis. Like this is also, kind of a swing basis trade here on a blue. I think the best strategy is actually not to do a fixed 25, but maybe an ATR to ATR. Like what I found on swing trades, on kind of positional trades, is if you use ATR as the organic stop, organic target, it really creates some very, very interesting, ideas. So like here, the ATR was what, around, let's say 16. You had a 2 ATR against a 3 ATR, so 32 stop, right? You definitely survived the 32 stop because you were here at 21. And 45-point movement, boom, 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 boom. Look at these moves. You had lots and lots of volatility. The great thing about using average true range on a baseline basis is that it's very organic to the volatility that you're seeing in the marketplace. So market that's super volatile gives you wider stops, wider targets. Market that's not so volatile doesn't give you wider stops, wider targets. So that's like one really, really cool strategy coming out of auction theory that you'll find really valuable. But the bread and butter scalper strategy that really came out of this thing, which is really, really fascinating. And we're going to do this right now if it sets up, because I've been doing this all day, every day here. It's really nice strategy is, and this is very much a upward bias strategy. So Wally, that's why I put up there that auction web page. It explains everything, because I don't want to go into the full detail. It's that's why I gave you the whole explanation of what the blue does. Okay, everybody, go read. That's what I read it for you guys. Because if I start explaining, I can't trade. Oops, shit! What did I just do? What just happened here? I see. I fucked this up. Okay. God damn it. Okay, I'm watching this. The reason I'm watching this right now is the money trade is when I'm watching this right over here. When the candle closes above the red dot high. Can we close above the red dot high right now? What do we have? 34 seconds left, right? Looks like we can't. We're gonna wait. If we do, very high probability scalp, really, really high probability, but it's got to hold and close above the high. The auction has to be won by the bulls. It's called, a bear dot trap. It happens all day, every day, 1,000 times a day, a really, really good play. Obviously doesn't always win, but wins enough. So right now, you see how we're going back above this thing, 3, 4, 2, 1. Okay, I'm long, 5, 10, kind of extended. Let's see if I can hold the move here, but that's the trade. And the reason why that works quite well is obviously because NASDAQ is an upward biased market, and anytime you can take out the shorts highs, you're squeezing them out. You're squeezing them out of the market, and you have a momentum move through the upside. One of the most interesting discoveries that I did in the research over the weekend is that dots are actually better exit points than they are entry points. It's really, really interesting. So this might retrace because obviously lots of vol, and it's also 9:30. Yeah. So now I blew up this tiny little trade, but it's fine because the next move up, we will not only recover this, but I think we're going to we'll do fine. We just have to be patient and wait for the red dot highs to be recaptured. So even on this one, if this one, the red dot highs right now are basically 55s, right? If you look at this candle, the high is 55. So if we close above 55 on this green one, and obviously it's 2-3 minutes before the market opens, so it's always going to be volatile. That's why I'm trading tiny little pieces, because I can always build my size and recover my positions. But I will have lots and lots of confidence in this idea. So 55 is my breach. 15 seconds to go. It's 58. I'm going to see if I can make another run at this thing. Oh, so far does not give it to me. Let's see how it closes. Okay, it does close higher. So let's see if it pushes higher. Really, really vol. Usually, you have 3 minutes to resolve this. Right now, it's so volatile that I could get stopped out again. But again, tiny size. I don't care. I'm trading tiny size right now because I know it's highly volatile conditions. But in quieter conditions, I'm going to have much higher possibility. This is, by the way, also the other thing is the scalping conditions are the worst at around this time of the day because of this incredible volatility. That's why you have to trade small and kind of build for the position for when so you can recover your trades in 2 or 3 tries if the first couple of tries fail. We are 30 seconds from the open. We'll probably, I have zero idea if this is going to just ramp or damp, but we'll give it a shot. Let's see. Almost hit my target. I'm just staying in the trade. I'm not managing the trade. If it flips on me, it flips on me. It's there. Wow, really surprised. I can't. Oh, look at that! It did pop up. I was like, I'm so surprised that there's so little volatility, but there was hidden volatility. So that actually resolved positively on a spike up. It's just a little bit of a lucky trade. That's fine. We're going to give this a little time. We want the market to kind of relax a little bit. We'll look for the blue and the orange candles. We'll look for the for the red scalps, and generally just see what we can do on the scalp side. And then I'm going to show you a couple of Just looking for the dot break fire hose. Yeah. So one of the more interesting things that I'm using sort of a fixed target, fixed stop on these red dot scalps, what we call the bear dot scalps. But the best rules were to target like 2 ATR, positive to negative, which in this case would be like 30 points. It's like 30 points worth of stop and target, which is a lot of vol. And I'm not gonna do that on these big moves. But anyways, here we go. Red dots all across. Market kind of selling off. New York session opening up. We'll wait patiently. We may get a move to the downside and then a blue bar. Yeah, I'm glad you liked the video on Claude. Yeah, there'll be more coming, guys. There'll be more coming on this. I'm actually going to hopefully before the end of this month, I'm gonna create a AI trading course for I'm calling it sort of AI for the rest of us. It's basically going to be, if you know zero about programming, if you understand zero about computers, how can you use AI to really, really up your trading game? And there's so many. All you really need to do is be a good conversationalist. I'm going to teach you how to be a good conversationalist, and it's amazing the kind of information and the kind of interesting ideas that you could create with just TradingView data and Claude. Like literally nothing else but that can give you, hedge fund level results on a lot of the stuff. So it's really, really cool. We are mid. I think I need to. North America session starts at 12:30, right? Okay. Yeah. And okay. There we go. There's the New York session. There's the London session. Blue candle. Well, blue candle, for those of you who haven't read this, is no new lows and we pierce the highs. That's not it's a pretty decent play, even just for a 5-point scalp. So we're going to try and do a 5-point scalp for this thing, if it holds. I'm really glad you guys really liked that video. That was really a lot of fun to make that video. Okay, so we're going to buy this blue candle. It's very volatile, so I'm just giving myself 10 points. It's not enough. I needed to give myself not enough. But fuck. I'm late on execute. I need to give myself. The key thing with blue candles is you really got to give yourself the body of the candle, right? So like I just got stuffed out again. Sorry. All right, let's just do this one more time. Body of the candle. I have to pull my stops. You have to give yourself, otherwise you're just going to be getting stopped out on the retraces. But seeing that works out much better on the blue candle as far as size goes. Now, the next interesting blue candle trade, the kind of reversal trade to look for, is when we get a candle that closes through the highs. In this case, we're going to use the highs of the most recent blue candle. In this case, the high is 48. So we're going to look for it, and it may take 5-10 minutes of consolidation, or it may just, or the market could just simply dump really, really badly. And if it does, we'll work it out. If it does, we'll just, wait patiently for it. But what we're looking for over here on this particular size over here, is we would like a candle to close above those highs. That's going to give us lots of confidence that there's an actual turn. This was just a bounce, and we're looking for a real turn in the price action, right? That's what we want to see. Meantime, we're getting downside price action, and we will, we'll let that play out. Oh, by the way, the only time where short momentum trades really worked was right now between 9:30 and 10 o'clock. That was the only time in a 24-hour cycle where you had a reasonable chance of making money on the shorts. The market is so upward biased that almost every, and I bet you guys, if you were to look through your data, I bet almost all of your losses came from the short side. We just didn't quite even understand that. All right, we're holding bid. Another blue candle our way, but and that'll become sort of the most. If this stays like this, it'll become the most recent blue candle for us to trade. If it doesn't, what we're looking for is the candle to close above 49. If we capture through 49, I'm going to go long on that trade. Actually, it might capture it right now. Look at that. Let's see how it trades. Does not quite capture it. Oh, no. Wait, does it? I can't tell. Not quite. It's the only problem is these things are so fast right now. So we'll see how the next candle trades. Now, it just came down. See, and you really want it to hold the highs because what you want is you want the bulls to start taking control. They're not in control yet. The bears are still in control. Calm down, guys. Calm down. Watching the market open here. Just want to let you know, we are going to do the Cinco de Mayo tomorrow. Okay, so look at the compression of range, right? After all the news, we kind of really compressed a lot here. Poor and Hungry says U.S. fighter jets spotted over Strait of Hormuz near Calm Island. Yeah, they could be patrolling. Until they engage, we're going to be okay. But yeah, I mean, I think absolutely possibility to the downside here. If we start to see new hostilities, it probably is a sell first and then a buy second. If the market thinks that the hostilities resolve favorably for the U.S. Look at this compression of range here. 805 to basically 50 points worth of range against like 200 or 300 points worth of range. Four seconds left. I'm just going to take a tiny little pop here. It looks like the market wants to go a little bit higher. So I'll stay underneath here. If it proves me wrong, it's it's a tiny little clip. But I have no signals, so I'm just going to see if I can take a small scalp to the upside as the market kind of looks like it wants to bottom out, but it may just fake me out. We'll see. Yep. Took a nice, quick little scalp here. But what we're really looking for is somebody asserting control here. Right now, we're in no man's land. And remember I said to you 48 was the key level. It's actually like what, basically 49. What's the high on this thing? 48. So we're going to close. Yeah, we're closing, significantly through 48, right? Let's see if this is going to play for us. Waiting patiently because it needs to close that. It needs to hold that close or hold that level on the close. Maybe you run to session highs off this thing. I'm just gonna get her. It was so fast. It was very, very. I knew this thing was gonna run, so I was just gonna let it run. In front of me. That's fine. This is still a kind of a tradable trade here. I should have got. I got a bad execution on this move here. But I'm happy to buy like all the way through this through this label. Boom, boom, boom. You see how fast that is? Sorry, I'm not explaining myself well because I'm kind of trading. But the whole idea is, again, once you get that energy burst through those blue candles, you have a very high possibility of forward movement, right? Yes, it was a chop fest, but we broke out of the chop fest, and you got to. The whole idea about auction theory and about understanding candles is that you can be the first one to run the chop fest, right? It looks like chop fest to you, but we were, if we jump ahead on all these trades, that was very, very quick scalps over here for us with very little retrace. All right, gonna go back to single size. I'm actually, you know what? Let's rotate accounts. This account is nice and clean. Let's run a new account here. Again, trading small, rotating through all the accounts, and just trying to P&L as the day goes by. But only when we get clean, clear trades. There was, if you want to see this on a much bigger level, let's go over here. There was actually multiple interesting levels that got taken out. This is the last red dot, right? This is the last blue dot. Oh, sorry, shit, I just hit, Hang on a second, guys. Did you guys lose any of my feed, or you still see my feed? Everything's still good? You guys see my feed? So this is the blue. So what you see here is we actually blew through both of these key levels, right? And closed higher. And that kind of power move, you just want to join. And we're still trading that power move. And if you're trading kind of a swing basis, you're saying to yourself, oh, I think maybe I can make 1 or 2 ATRs, which is like around 20 points on this move. If you're a swing trader, this could be a 30, 40 point move to the upside. If you're trading, on that basis. So, whether you're scalping like I am or you're swinging, there's some really interesting possibilities once you see the trades clear. But market definitely very choppy. It's not, nobody's really directionally driven right now because there's so much uncertainty coming out of the Strait of Hormuz, which is why, I'm just like sting like a butterfly. Was it like fly like a butterfly, sting like a bee? I'm just, scalping because any given candle can be a 200 point down candle here on, Strait of Hormuz getting blown up, or one of our ships getting attacked, so on and so forth. But overall, if this was a regular normal day, you can literally see how the buyers are taking control of the price action, just like I'm laying it out for you guys. And if you're trading more positionally, this now could expand into a more positional trade for you guys. I'm actually curious. Let's do a little poll. We haven't had a poll in a while, and I get to play here. So we're going to do new poll. Do you like to, let's see, scalp for +5, or I don't even know what that's called, position, or just trade for +20 or more? All right, I'm going to show the, hang on, let me just put the, there we go. So choose your choices. I'm really curious. It's choice 1 or choice 2, and it will start to record. The astrologer says South Time Maritime explosion happened in the engine room of the Korean vessel on Monday. Okay, but is it a result of Iranians hitting us? That's interesting. Just type in 1 or 2 guys in the room. I'm just curious. And you see how that built? So like, you know, if you have the position here in the 50s, you're now like, you know, +40. Very, very nice, you know, trades. And, you know, I'm not a scalper, but I definitely would like to maybe dedicate one account to what I call the blue swing trades, where you really, really could, you know, putting the anchor over here, taking this out. I mean, you can enter early, you can enter on the close of this, but you can just see how well they capture the possible turns in the market. So it looks like a lot more swing traders here, and that's, you know, these are the perfect trades for that. These are the perfect trades, especially if you want to marry them with an ATR. So like imagine, you know, you're here, you give yourself 2 and 2 ATR, 2 ATR stop, 2 ATR target for a big swing trade. So we're in at 34. The ATR is like 17. So it's 35-point stop, 35-point target. 1-to-1, it's about a 58 to 59% accuracy, also depending on, you know, which time of the day, but right now, definitely. So you're in at 33, you're looking for 34, that comes out to like really over here. You know, you just made a ton of money here on a single product. Has US hit a US warship? I don't think so. We haven't had that confirmed. Let's see what the news is. Yeah, so that's what it is. It could have been, that's what I'm saying to you. It's not clear if the fire was, you know, because the cook was basically, you know, was making bacon. It's really not clear. Yeah. All right, let me move these guys out of the way so they're not polluting us. So I can use them, you know, to show you other levels as we go along. So this is also really, really choppy area where we're just basically around the VWAP and not an ideal area to trade at all. That's why the best trade was a turn out of the move here. looks like everybody likes trading for the $20, 20-point trades. So we'll do a lot more of those over the next week and, over this whole idea. Now, the orange trades trade the other way, right? They trade to the short side. But remember, in an upward bias market, they're nowhere near as good as the blue trades. And, generally what I like to do with the orange trades is I don't even look at them until the lows are broken. So what I would do in this particular case, if I was looking at it, is I want the price action to close below here, and then I'll short for a scalp. But until I get that, I'm not even like interested in trading this, because it's almost always, as a matter of fact, oh, I'm taking it back. The orange trades very often are great breakout trades. Like I love to use them on the long side. So this candle is closing through the highs. We've got 10 seconds left. I absolutely want to go long this thing. I absolutely want to go long this thing if it holds. If it holds. 2, 1, buy. All right, I'm long. Come on, reach out. Reach out. Reach out. Hit me. Oh, so close. Damn it. That was so close on the trade. Okay, fine. We'll wait patiently. Another break above here. I'll get larger. That's why you just have to be patient, because this is a very, very very, very retracing market, right? Just like that other account, I just was patient and patient and patient. I kept chipping away. I'm going to try and do the same thing here. Not getting any play. So now the only thing for me to do is, if this thing really does sell off, does this close below here? Yes, we're going to follow this the other way. And try not to commit until you actually get those levels held, right? Because now it's very choppy, and there's very little conviction on either side of the market. So there's no reason for me to want to get long or short right now. All right, fresh orange. Now this is going to have to come down and close below here, or close above there. I'm ignoring the blue because I only want to trade the blues underneath the VWAP, because above it, it's just a confirmation of the long side. It's not really anything interesting. Just choppiness and indecision right now. Good morning, everybody. Did you guys get the? Oh, here we go. 32 seconds left. Kind of piercing the lows. Can we hold it? Can we close on those lows? So it's kind of breaking. I'm just gonna follow early. Let's see if I make the cardinal mistake. I did not listen to myself. Look at that. I make a cardinal mistake. I paid a price. I thought we're really gonna run down, but we didn't. It's still very much chop zone area here. Let me just gonna switch accounts because I don't need to work on this account. Let's work on this one. Come back to that one a little bit later. Oh, hey, I was kind of not even thinking about this. Look at this. This is the purple, right? Can we close above the purple high? That's the bear dot trap, which is a really good trade. And like this needs to, if we can close above it. If we do that, that blue candle is actually going to turn green. There we go. Going through this one. Really choppy, right? No continuity whatsoever. But like, if we're just following the rules, we don't care. We wouldn't be enticed into any of these trades. Now the trade kind of holds. Now we see if we can make the move higher. Good morning, USA. Nope. Look at that. See how it just totally, we're just going back and forth, back and forth. Market is super, super skittish. Almost 10 o'clock. No trade. I'm trying to stay very disciplined with you guys. To the upside, we hold and break the purple dot to buy signal for us. To the downside, we hold and break down the yellow candle to downside signal for us. All right. Still can't hold it. 3, 2, 1. All right, buy. Bye. There we go. That was me being patient and not rushing my trade, right? When I'm patient, I'm not rushing the trade. Trade tends to work. So hopefully you guys pick that up. Go on to the next account. Let's rotate it out. Let's see what we want to do. So you see, patience pays, of which I don't have a lot of it. Anybody clip that one? But you see, like, it's so much easier when I lay down the lines and you guys can actually see the price action developing in real time, how and why you get the moves, right? At least on the scalp side. Session highs, breaking out higher. Those of you guys who held for longer had much better P&L, right? Yeah, like you would have had almost a 30-point P&L on this move here. But you see how, like, just zoning in on that area gives you such great anchoring to the trade. Okay, back to yellow candle. See if it stays in place, because that's a candle that we can trade either way, up or down, depending on how that resolves. So we'll watch that carefully, see how it wants to resolve itself. In this setup, remember, always the latest candle is the most recent reference, is the reference point, right? So now we turn back to purple. We'll see. All right. Yellow closes through here. We're sellers. Yellow closes through here. We're buyers. Any news on US Iran? Well, not, in the last 10 minutes. Nobody, the Korean story, not clear whether it was Iranians or the cook. The reports that US planes are flying in the Strait of Hormuz, but nothing confirmed. And, sounds like a lot of psychological ops, but not a lot of actual kinetic action. All right, if this becomes a yellow candle, it changes our parameters to this candle's highs and lows, right? So we're always adjusting to the most recent structure. So here we go. So now a close below here or a buy above there, that's going to give us the impetus to want to trade. Good morning, everybody. Who's coming to me from any exotic place in the world? Like Indianapolis, Indiana, or Spokane, Washington, or you know what place I really want to go to? I wonder if anybody's here from Georgia. I want to go to Savannah, Georgia. That's always really interested me as a place. Anybody been there? Princeton, Texas. That could not be more oxymoronic. That is really not two words you want to put together ever. Princeton, Texas. My wife went to Princeton. She bleeds the orange tiger. God knows. Ugh. I can't tell you how many Princeton reunions I had to be forced to go to. All right, we're watching the price action. As I said, the white to the, we closed below that white line. We want to try to short it. And now nothing is going on, right? We're just putzing around. Market action super, super, super tight. Fortunately, we're not getting tricked into trades, but doesn't mean that, the market still can't screw us a little bit here. This very, very low range can always make us, put us into a fake breakout. But at least we're not committing until we get some confirmation. Born and raised in Georgia. You ever been to Savannah? Twin Falls, Idaho. Is that where you're from, John? That is pretty remote. Oh, really? You had 3 rental homes in Savannah? I really want to visit it. It looks just kind of gothic and fun. Is it as funky as the movies make it out to be, or is it just that? I wonder, like, what would be your top 3 small towns in America to visit? Like, I think I would want to visit Portland, Maine, because first of all, I've never been to Maine, but like the fishing, I hear it's very, the waterfront is kind of really, really cool. Watching this candle, see if we can get any close on the lows here. 13 seconds left. What's the low on this thing? This is 65.75. So we're almost there. We're breaking through here. Yeah, we are. We're going to sell it. All right, we're going to sell it and probably going to eat the retrace. Yes, I'm going to eat the retrace. Damn, I hate this price action. Just fucking no movement, nothing. All right, we ate that because like I was afraid the market just has zero continuity. All right, we'll stay patient. Let's see if it wants to make a move one way or the other. That was actually, by the way, did that retrace at the very last second? Shit, that did retrace. That was a bad trade on my part. You know what? I'm going to make a rule now that it's got to be like 3 or 4 points below, because it does this to me twice again today, where it just teases the breakout zone, but doesn't hold it. At the very last second, it pulls back. It's a big fucking fake out. On the other hand, sorry, this one I want to go buy. Here's why I want to do a buy, because I have this one read right through this whole thing. Come on, motherfucker, go, bitch, go. News. Something happened. What happened? Did something just break? Not on the thing. Interesting. Wow, it just broke really hard. Oof. Okay, let's rotate out. Notice that, if I'm getting hit, I'm just going to rotate out and come back to that trade later. No trade. Wow, that was a very weird move here. No news? Interesting. Okay. Data was just factory, but that was like 5-10 minutes ago. This was a 10:08 signal. Nah, they just retraced it. We're just chopping around. Today is a very, very tough day for even the tiniest of trades, because we're just chopping around. Just, there's like zero, because I thought, okay, we broke the white line. We're going to have a little continuity. Just got nothing. The market literally went dead, just absolutely dead for the last hour. But that, the thing about this, if we hang for another 10 minutes, it could totally break itself out to the upside. So I'm just going to, rotate myself out a little bit here and look at my accounts. when you're in this kind of chop zone, you just have to trade small and, grin and bear it and rotate your risk all across your accounts. So not a single account gets hurt. And then when it comes back, you get everything back. But today, this is like Asia level chop, right? Just absolute non-continuity trades. High on this, starting to break out. Does it hold? Doesn't hold. But it would have worked. I knew it would have worked. Okay. Starting to work a little bit to the upside. So we're going to rotate out to this one. Starting to make, see, we're finally starting to break fresh moves, and that trade finally worked. Just had to be super patient. So back to my Muhammad Ali analogies, that was just basically rope-a-dope. We had to absorb a lot of blows from the George Foreman market. But we'll see how it trades. Back to yellow candles. So reviewing some of the ideas. This was a red dot breakout that we actually had. We were like literally a point of it, and then just got completely destroyed by a very weird tick to the downside. Like maybe it may have been news driven, but there was nothing on the news to do this. Then we waited very patiently until this kind of recovered back up. We took that one back up. Now we're at the yellow candle. Yellow candle to me is always much better a buy. It signals, exhaustion to the on the upside, but it actually most of the time just signals a pause that could take ourselves out higher. So here's the yellow candle. Here's the lows of the yellow candle. What we're looking for is the next candle going to break the lows. That's fine. Still, honestly, all chop. If you look at VWAP, 8 SMA, they're just like 20 points apart. Market price action really dead. No trade here. Okay, here comes the moves. This is the anchor. See how it wants to trade. it's a little helpful to have those lines, right? You guys can actually see like what I'm looking to break to the upside, to the downside. All right, let's see if we can close through that wide line. We need to close through that line for us to be long, or close to the lower line for us to get short. Right now, it's still just sticking around. Man, we have been like what, a 20-point range for the last 5 minutes. Remember, we can do 20 points in 1 minute candle, no problem. Yeah, it is definitely chop fest. Maybe it was a like a delayed reaction to the factory orders, but it was a very weird trade, very weird market trade. 38 seconds left. Yeah, markets are super boring. But remember, like 15 minutes forward, they can totally pick up. You just have to be very patient with them. All right, fresh yellow. This now becomes the marks. They're basically the same, but within a point of this. Let's see what it wants to do. Do we want to pierce the upside? Do we want to have a runner here? Through all of this, by the way, market's pretty much near the highs, 27,900, right? It's not like we're getting pressure to the downside. Holy shit, is this it's almost painful to watch it, how slow it is today, huh? All right, buying. Come to Papi, let's go. Come on. Get up. Oh my God, this is like, come on. There we go. Jesus fucking Christ. Today is like pulling goddamn teeth. But at least we're making a little bit of clips here. At least we're making a little bit of clips. Holy shit. That was like waiting for 5 points for the last 20 minutes of just no price action. Holy shit, was that boring. All right, back to the recovery accounts. Anybody took that trade with me? Anybody take that trade? Yes, no? Come on, let me know. All right, looks like everybody in the chat decided that they like doing longer term. I would love to do longer term swings if there was actually a swing available. There's like nothing going on here. All right, let's kill the stop the poll. Thank you, guys. You took that trade, Michael? Anybody was patient enough to wait for the 20 minutes for us to extract that 5 points out of the market? Yes, no? I know, it's really, really quiet, huh? Michael's the only one that took it, and nobody else in the room took it? We're still crawling. Guys, don't forget, tomorrow, Sam and I live. He's going to come join around 10 o'clock. I'm going to start trading at around 8 because I think it's going to be actually quite good at the 8 o'clock hour. We're going to have some really interesting opportunities, hopefully, to trade there, okay? So come on in. Don't forget. $60% of the time, it works all the time, right? That's the best line from Anchorman ever. Okay, we're gonna pull the lines down because we don't have any more trades right now. I think it's like it is useful, right, guys, to have these lines so you can actually see what I'm trying to I'm sort of working on. Most of these candles are like, look at the ATR. ATR just is dead. Why is the ATR should be small in this? How's it 1840? I would have thought it'd be smaller. Wait, what did I just do here? Let me delete this. Let's add ATR. Oh, it's 1840. Wow. I'm shocked that it's in the 18. It doesn't look like it. Maybe these candles look bigger than I thought they do. You can email Kathy at you just contact at bktraders.com. 1 minute here, 1640. Yeah, mine is a little bit there. That's still pretty small. Contact at bktraders.com. Red dot. So, like, one of the more interesting takeaways from all of this is that the dots are most meaningful when they are in relation to the other dots, right? Or the flow. Like, you can see when we break the high of the red dot over here on this one, purple dot, white dot that takes out the high here, that is the only one that gives you some continuity signals to the upside. When we take the dot that's against the yellow candle, that's the only one that gives us some continuity signals. They're sort of only meaningful in relation to their prior dot, which is kind of cool, right? If you think about that. Everything is contextual, just like in real life, right? You're only as powerful as your friends, right? Same idea, price action wise. Today definitely was the single most boring day we've had in a long, long time. The very fact that I actually managed to squeeze out some winners is, and the losers that I had, I'd be honest with you, like 3 or 4 of them was just me being impatient, right? I mean, we didn't have to. There was still some legitimate losers, but only 1 or 2. and a couple of them were just really funky. Like this was a a funky stop out. A funky stop out. I think. Oh, that's a new song, guys. We need a new song. Should we play a little songs? It's kind of boring. You guys want to hear the new songs that I made? Here, let's listen to some of the songs. I made a country song. What the hell's my country song? Here we go. It's a perfect day, but it's because it's so fucking boring. Might as well just listen to music.
One suitcase, one good shirt, and a pocket full of mail. I learned to read the weather by the bend in the corn. Then I traded that river road for a train and a dome. Taller buildings, harder eyes, cold cash, cold skies. I held my breath, I held my ground. Then I heard that city sound. Boots in New York. Boy today. Now I'm calling numbers fast while the ticker runs red. Learn the game by the minute with a pad and a thread. From soybean fields to big deals, I can read a room. Every rise, every fall feels like thunder in June. Taller buildings, harder rise, cold cash, cold skies. I held my breath, I held my ground. Then I heard that city sound. Boots in New York, heart still small town. I bet on my name and I never back down. From dirt roads to gold floors, I found my way. Boots in New York, I'm still that boy today. Back home they still call me son, still say don't forget where the fields meet the sunset and the nights get wet. So I keep one foot in the past, one on the floor. Every win I bring back is for the folks I'm for. Boots in New York, heart still small town. I bet on my name and I never back down. From dirt roads to gold floors, I found my way. Boots in New York, I'm still that boy today.
Are we vibing that? That was actually good. We made money on that trade. It was basically, taking the low of that blue, and it really kind of crashed hard. As I said, the blues and the oranges, you took part of that short. Yeah, nice. Yeah, it kind of broke down. Yeah, this is a song about a good old boy who comes to New York and becomes a trader. I thought it was kind of cool. You guys like that one? Is that fun? You love it. Okay, awesome. All right, we made another one, and I'll make some more. What I said that I wanted to make? Oh, I had it. What did I just say? And I forgot to write it down. What was the name? We were just talking a couple of minutes ago. What was going to be a good name for a song? Oh man. I totally forgot. Yeah, my tracks, my country roots. I am not a country fan. It's just like I was like, you know what? I've been making too many funkadelic songs, so let's see if we can do a country song. And it actually was really good. It's all about how you prompt the AI, how you create, what kind of narrative you want the AI to do, and then it does a really good job once you give it some really good prompts. All right. Oh, we gotta be buyers here, guys. This is blue. I kind of want to be a buyer here. Where's my other trade? Let's go. Let's rotate the account. 50. Blue goes away. All right. I hesitated. You know what? Let's wait. You know what? There's two trades here. There is the instant trade, and then there is the close on highs, lows trade. Let's watch this one a little bit. So this is the range. We close above, we're going to go long. We close below, we're going to go short on the blues. And while we're doing that, I'm the AI guru. Yeah, I am. We'll play this one. Goodbye.
Step up, step up.
I bought it too early.
Step up, step up, step up. Saw the screen glow green. Thought I had the code. One tap, one grin. Then I doubled my load. Borrow time, borrow pride. Pushed it to the edge with my finger on the slide. Fresh white shoes on a shaky floor. One more click, I was asking for more. Big talk, big ring, thin as smoke. I was dancing with fire, and I felt that choke. Heart in my throat, hand on the wheel. I kept saying maybe, like maybe it was real. One more swing, one more spin. The house was smiling, letting me in. Bet it all, bet it all, bet it all.
This was kind of a screw up on my part. I was a little bit late on the entry, but if you're trading this on a kind of a longer term basis, you could try to make it into a swing trade. But I don't try, swing trades above the VWAP have less upside potential than swing trades below the VWAP, right? Obviously on a reversal basis. So I was just trying to basically scalp my way out of it. I executed it poorly. I should have gone here. We had the full 5. So then I retraced, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to buy a little bit more and see if we can flatten it out. But even doing all of this, I barely just kind of scratched out because the market is so choppy. We're back to basically now running the red trades, and we'll see. On an ATR basis, this is a pretty good if you give yourself full 17 on the stop and full 17 to the target, I think you're perfectly okay. But if you're scalping, today has just been a true test of wills. Fortunately, I got out of this alive. I'm going to go back to this one. This was the problem child today. We'll see if we can run this account a little bit better. But yeah, it's been a lot harder to trade today because the market is just not cooperating. And that's the thing. 90% of your success is the market environment, right? So if the market environment is really against you, all you can do is just try to stay in the game, which is all I'm trying to do right now. And you see, one of the most important things that I'm trying to do is I don't stay in a losing account. I rotate my trades. It's the single best thing you can do. That way, no account ever assumes any large drawdown, right? Everybody sees what I'm doing? Does it make sense to everybody? Oh, Funky Stop. I just remembered. That's going to be our next song. All right, let's see if we can get at least one or two setups today as we go. It's really been just like, usually we do like a trade every 3 minutes. It's going to now trade every 15 minutes because there's just been nothing happening. But, we are clawing our way to profit. Tell me this is not the deadest market you guys have seen in a long time. Look at this. Wait, hang on. Let me go this way. Look at this flatness. Man, I have not seen a market this flat in a long time. The New York range is so basically deep inside the London range. Although we're almost at the highs here, right? Makes you want to run, right? Makes you want to run the highs. I think this might be a play for us. It's not really a play, but it does hold the highs. Let's see if we can just join the bid here. Make the trade. Make the trade. Make it fade. Come, puppy. Come. Let's do it. Let's do it. Oh. Boom. Thank you. Again, you see trading really just off the key levels, right? Off that red level. Running it through, you hold the level, you play the level. You don't hold the level, you don't do anything. We need Trump to speak. Yeah. Now we need to just, we need like about a swarm of about 100 A1 warthogs just taking down everything in Carg Island. Remember I said to you guys that this is by the way a trade astrologer loves to do, the run for the prior session highs. This is the prior session highs 26. New York is at around 7. You could literally, the thing about doing all of this, information gathering is that we can put together all of our basic market structure knowledge and just try to trade the best possible setups that we know happen all the time. So we know they're going to try to run the highs. We know that they held the red breakouts. They closed above the red breakouts. All of those, the preponderance of that trade made it so much higher probability. Huge part of just learning to scalp is having the structure and then having the judgment to use that structure, right? But really 90% of it is just being patient enough to let the levels hold. Right? All right, let's see if we can get one more trade off. And God damn, man. I'm trading prop firm stream tomorrow. And man, if it's this slow, I'm going to blow my brains out. You love the songs, A40? We got more. I'm going to make some more. I'm a regular. Who was like the worst human being in rap? Who was the guy that went to jail forever? What was his name? Holy fuck. You know what I'm talking about? I think P. Diddy was involved with him. Oh my God. Come on. All you geriatric boomers. Do you remember who's like the worst name in rap? The guy, Suge Knight. Jesus Christ. Suge Knight. Yes. London highs. We're almost there. we're almost there. This is, by the way, a trade astrologer loves to do. He loves to trade the highs. What would you do here? Fade the highs, trade the highs. Highs is around 25. Are you a seller of 25 to see if it comes back down? London highs, London high, just to let you guys know, is literally right here, like right around here, right? So this is what we're kind of testing. And we're going right through it. It is really cool to see, on a day-to-day basis, that you can literally understand the micro patterns of the market. You can see the structure. You can see what the dealers are trying to do. You can see everybody's trying to run everybody's stops at these levels. The interesting part, though, is what's always an open question. It's always what makes markets so interesting is that you're now at this key level, right? And everybody's like, oh, it's a fade. And then somebody comes in with huge size, and now this thing goes to like 940, 950, and you're blown out through the market. Like it's never, it's by no means ever a certainty that this is just a fade. But it's a high probability trade, and it did work in this case, right? Did you fade that 25s? This is our first weakening candle, the orange candle. But again, as I said, I like these candles much more to the top. Man, how many sirens are we going to have today? You guys hearing all the sirens today? But you faded that what for about 25 to 21. That's it. Now we're blowing right through it. See, that's what I mean. Paper comes in, blows right through it. And just like that, after chop, we finally get a little bit of a trending market, right? $9.40 could be. Let's watch this. Let's see if we can get some orange pause candles in this thing that might be tradable for us. You're supposed to sell in May and go away. By the way, that's actually it's a good question. I'm gonna look this up because I think that hole has been really, really debunked lately. Let's go to Gemini. Has sell in May and go away worked in the last decade? I'll let you know. I'm going to pull this up. I'll see what he says. You're right about 940. Oh, look at this. See? Don't believe everything you read. Underperformed. Simple buy and hold. 16 return was 2.9. Strategy worked? No. Market rose, market rose, market rose. Look at that. Look at that. You ate. Only 1 year. Only 1 year, 2022. Wow, that is a horrible record. See? So buy in May and stay. That doesn't rhyme as well, but has a better meaning. All right, here we go. Look at astrologer calling the 940 reversal to the dot. Good job, my friend. Good job. Look at that nice reversal, man. So now we're at the highs. I have nothing because I'm just one of the things. By the way, one of the trades I really love. I'm sorry, I'm like yapping, but I love this big extension. We get 3 or 4 or 5 dots up. You always want to buy the moving average. I should have bought this. I'm fucking talking and I'm not playing trading, but this was the trade. This is a great trade. I should have been watching this, but I love that's actually a great trade. We get 4 or 5 dots in a row when we get a continuity trend. The trade to the moving average is almost always money. I should have bought this right here, 25s. All right, still pretty quiet. Anybody bought the SMA retrace? That is actually one of the best trades around. But you need at least 3 or 4 dots in a row to really create a legit move. The blue candle is working for a swing trade like a monster. I only wish I was a swing trader, man. That's the problem with being, a meat and potatoes plain vanilla guy. I just don't swing. Maybe I should tell it to my wife. Let's see if I'll say, honey, we need to do that in order for me to make more money. I'm sure she'll approve. But yeah, 2 ATRs here would have been pure money. 2 ATRs about 35 points. You bought 91, 35 points there, right there. That's what that's what Claude said. You just have to have the patience to do that. All right, we're at the oranges. Let's see what we want to do here with the oranges. So, my favorite is the breakout trade, but let's see what we want to do here. Oh, yeah, Charleston, South Carolina. That's actually another one. So Savannah, Charleston, Portland, Maine. Let's do a top 10 list of small towns in America worth visiting. This is the latest version of dots. Just the only one that I don't have is just the colored candles. But I don't think I'm going to be able to get those for a while. I'm just waiting. I'm actually going to talk to Rob today, and we'll find out it's when he's going to let me code directly to wealth charts. That's when I can do it because I'm not going to bother him. He's he always yells at me. Do you know how many programming hours you're wasting my time with? Blah blah blah. So I stopped asking him. All right, watching this one ad doesn't clear the lows, so we're just kind of hanging. Does it clear the highs? Are we going to go back to 950 as English says? English is betting on 950. Let's see if this holds and tries to run the highs. Come on, baby. Oh yeah, I know. I hear Gloria. I hear the food in Charlotte. My daughter, my older daughter, has been in Charlotte, South Carolina. She loves it. She went there for a visit. It was like it sounds awesome. All right, we're watching for some resolution. Give me some solution. Do the resolution. Code it on Ninja? Yeah, I could. For the 3 people that use Ninja. No, I'm just kidding. All right, we're looking. Come on, baby. And again, because the market is so much, it's basically a 70% upside bet. If you kind of think about it from a long point of view, almost every strategy that's a BTFD, buy the freaking dip strategy, whichever variant you have, whether it's a 5-second scalp or a swing trading strategy, that's what's going to outperform the market always. Because the market for the last 50 years has been a 70% upside bet. So I was looking at the orange trade. The orange trade is actually like, yeah, you want to buy the breakout if it comes up, but also it's also like a great, you could just buy it as a, as a low risk, deep retrace. If you bought the oranges almost all the time, just buy the oranges, not sell the oranges, buy the oranges. You're in great shape, right? Like an orange is almost a better buy than a blue one because it's a value buy. All right, it's breaking out to the 40, 22 seconds left. Got to hold that 40. It's not holding the 40. Let's see if it wants to get up there. No. Session highs cap it for now. Not enough demand to push us through. No daily chart today, green. So what do you mean? Sorry, I don't know what you mean, English. No daily chart today. Market really, really tight. Jesus Christ. All right. 19 through this. If we hold here, we got to sell it. That's what the baby says. Got to wait, though. I'm going to wait till it closes. 3, 2, 1. Barely retracing out. Come to Poppy. Come on. Let's go. Let's go. Come on. Hit me. Oh, my God. Jesus fucking Christ. Thank God. Thank you. All right. Last trade of the day, guys. Last trade of the day. We hit it. Did not quit it. I hung in there. Just like Muhammad Ali against George Foreman. I took the blows. And I managed to come back on almost all the P&Ls, right? I mean, still not great, but better than before. This is ugly, but we'll come back. We'll bring this back. But anyways, it was, and a few of them were my mistakes. Honestly, let's be honest with you. But still, given the fact that how ugly it was today, not bad. I'm counting this as a win. All right, you guys like the new approach where I'm just really, really anchoring it for you guys so you can totally see what I'm doing? What determines the green dot printing? It's got to close at a higher high. At a higher high than the prior candle. You want to see the here's the web page on dots. Anybody want the auction theory web page? Give me a +1 and I'll put the link again into the thing. Do you guys want do you want to understand the auction theory of trading? The blue and the orange candles? Yes. Whoever's new in the room here that wants to understand this. Yes, no? Tell me. Talk to me. Okay. Good job. Good job, astrologer. Okay, I just put that up there, Laura. I put it up there for everybody so you can understand the auction theory of trading. Whoa, look at this nice clean move to the downside. This is a sell, a hard sell. What's going on here? Are we again, do we have news? Whenever I see like candle like this, my first instinct is what's happening? Okay. Supreme Court allows full abortion pill access for time being, blah, blah, blah. That's not anything that's market moving. UAE, our air defense system are currently responding to a missile threat. Oh, that's what it is. Missile threat from UAE. See, that broke down. We could have traded that to the downside. I just wanted to see what the news was. But you can really see how, like, when you have these huge candles, it's almost always a given that there's going to be some follow through because it's pretty much news driven, right? So we could have taken a little bit more here, but it's fine. All right, thank you guys. Thank you so much. Everybody have a great day. Tomorrow, remember, 8 o'clock. We're going to do 8 to 11. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday this week, 8 to 11. So we're going to do mini marathon trades because I want to really, really get into more trades with you guys on this kind of a scalping basis. I think it's going to be a lot more fun. You guys get to see a lot more setups, okay? All right, everybody have a great, wonderful day. I see you guys tomorrow with Sam from Ola Prime. Everybody take care. Bye-bye.